Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man who played his high school ball just about 30 miles west of here in Katy, Texas. He told us he has 50 friends and family watching this one. It's Andy Dalton.
And if he's got 50 friends and family there, that means he's been very generous on the tickets. Good man, Andy Dalton. And it's hard to believe. Only a one-year starter in high school, but boy, was that a springboard. Started 4 years in college and has been a starter in the NFL since game one his rookie year.
And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, how about that adrenaline? First play of the game, and we have a catch that we're going to talk about probably the rest of this game and straight into the highlights.
Right out of the gate, what an effort. The first carry now for Doug Martin. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Second down, Dalton. And Olsen over the middle. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And the tight end Olsen, right side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them. But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. A lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And a look now at the defense for Houston.
Malcolm Jenkins entered the NFL as a cornerback and has transitioned to safety, but still retains his good coverage skills.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Second and 10. Dalton once more. It's caught right side. Dixon. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll run it. Here's Martin. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. So here's the kicker, Caleb Sturgis, on to try the field goal.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
So they come into enemy territory. Nice drive to start the game, but they probably wanted 6. They only got 3.
I agree with you totally. That's the expectation. When you get the ball and you start moving it and you're rolling, you think you're going to end up in the end zone. But they should be happy with the 3. A good way to get things going here in this game.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall selection back in 2005 out of the University of Utah. It's Alex Smith.
I think one of the things that attracted people to Alex Smith initially was his mobility, and that's never changed. That guy's a great athlete, but he's so sharp with the football, so accurate, and takes care of it so well. He rarely puts his team in bad situations.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. so good for the Buckeyes last year, and he's taken that from the college game, showing some glimpses of it here in the NFL.
How about his last season with Ohio State? Over 1,800 yards, only one game where he didn't get over 100. Remember, he demanded the ball from then on out. I think they listened to him, and they were smart to do so.
And now they're giving it to him here on the next level.
All right, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I
don't know about that. Super tough.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the 1st quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both. They go play action here on 1st down. Going for the deep ball. Greg Olsen was the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
On 2nd down, Martin. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Now, that's the Doug Martin we saw, not just in his rookie year when he burst on the scene out of Boise State, but how about in 2015 when he earned a big-time contract extension from Tampa Bay?
Yeah, you mentioned it, from Boise State, 31st pick back in 2012. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. So the Lions go backwards there, and unfortunately that's something they saw a lot in 2015. They had the fewest rushing yards of any team in the NFL.
And it's one of those dubious titles that no one really wants to claim. Even teams who say, well, worry about running it because we throw it all the time. Being able to run it when you want to is a key to success in the NFL, and Detroit struggled doing that.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 3rd and 10 here to start things out. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. He's got time. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I'm here, my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Here's Dalton. And the tight end Dixon left side. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Now Dalton looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And now it's 3rd down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. 3rd down from the gun. Dalton surveying the field. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Atama Rubin able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Here's Sam Martin now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is brought in at the 21.
Illegal block on the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
On first down, it's Smith. Throws left side, complete to Brandon Marshall. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And now it's a 3rd and 4 situation for the offense. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. To throw is Smith.
Partner, we're into the 2nd quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
This is taken at about the 14. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Lions will take over. So here come the Lions now. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Andy Dalton finding time. And Dixon over the middle. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. They come out here in the eye. First out, here's the run with Martin. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. It sets him back for second down. One man in the backfield, that's Martin. Passing, it's Dalton. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. Completes it to Dixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Trucks through him.
Oh, man, right through him.
A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Second down, Dalton. And Olsen over the middle. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Give them 13 on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Detroit. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their body.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. And Dixon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump start.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. One receiver left is Hilton. Smith on 1st down. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. To throw is Smith. He hits Jermaine Kearse. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well. And most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And he's got a man open. That's Marshall. Touchdown, Houston. Their big-bodied receiver in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans draw a bit closer.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go in the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half in this situation, it's not a lot of adjusting going on. It's much more, all right, guys, let's just play a little bit better than we did in the first half.
They'll come out in the pistol. They start the drive with Martin. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we send you on over to Orlando, where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Texans have struggled with turnovers, so they have to feel lucky they're still in a close game. The Lions, however, probably feel like they should be doing better on the scoreboard. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. After the pick, offense comes out now. Ruben's going to take down the QB here. This ends up as a loss of 12. First and 10, Andy Dalton, the completion across the middle, and he capped off the long drive with a touchdown, pushing the lead to 10. Texans take over late in the second. Marshall's wide open here on the catch, and he caps off the 6-play drive with the score. Texans now down by just 3.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. And now out comes Houston. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Here's Smith now on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on third down after that sack. From the gun, here's Smith. Taking a shot here for Marshall. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on third down. Yeah, he's got their only touchdown. This offense struggling. They target him again.
Everyone is looking for the hot hand, and sometimes you just don't have it. Maybe it's just lukewarm. But you go to that guy and try and turn it hot. Try and get things going. Find a way to get everything kick-started. As you noted, he has only touchdown, so he's had the most success in the game thus far.
Holding offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Give him 22 on that one. And it'll give the Texans a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. 3 yards remaining here on second down. One receiver left is Hilton. On second down, here's Smith. And his throw here's incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield. No
gain on the play there. It'll be second down. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. To throw on second down is Smith. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Well, they've gotten it down to the 3, but now this is third and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
I know a field goal ties it, but I'm not just tempted to go for it. I say do it. At this spot of the field, go get the touchdown.
And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will knot us up at 10. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They go play action here on first down. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at second down. So second and 10 here.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Goes underneath to Martin. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Holding offense.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 10. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Lions defense marching back onto the field now. And they did well down near the goal line last time, forcing him to settle for a short field goal.
And in today's day and age, settling for a field goal of that distance is amazing. You can get 3 points now, where it's going to give you only 1 point for the extra point, which would be a little bit longer. But they have to feel fantastic about only giving up 3 in that situation. It could have been so much worse.
Yeah, could have. Now can they carry that over? It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. Second down now after the pass completion. From the 50, it's Smith. And left side here, it's Graham. And he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Throws left side, complete to Brandon Marshall. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Partner, nothing complicated here. This is just a pretty simple drag route.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Instead of throwing it downfield, they just throw it underneath and let the receiver do the work.
On second down, Elliott. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
That is caught inside the 5. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now Elliott, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. And his kick is good. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then they got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And Dixon over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And it'll bring up a second down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football. Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Fresh set of downs here.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on second down and 3. They come out here in the eye. Back to the ground. This time it's Martin. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Third down. A shot here for Dalton. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
False start, offense.
And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. They go play action here on first down. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. The tight end, Tony Moiaki, the intended target. And it's second down. And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. Dalton throwing on second down. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. From midfield here, Dalton. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got to stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call the timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down here. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Throwing now, Smith. Rifling one complete into the hands of Marshall. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give them 11 on the gain there. And the Texans are going to have a first. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. One man in the backfield, Elliott. Smith. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. So second down, 3 yards to go now. Now Smith. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Holding, offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. Smith now to throw. And the catch made by Dontrell Inman. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
A first down carry by Elliott. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And he's back here in the struggle department in this one like he was a week ago. And, partner, I think you can pin some of this on that O-line. That room to run, just not there.
You mentioned last week that it felt like the offensive line was getting beaten to the punch by the guys across the ball.
Well, it was pretty evident, I thought.
I mean, they were off the ball fast, penetrating, getting into the offensive backfield, really spilling a lot of runs before they got started. So I thought your observation was spot on then, and you're right there again this week. Same thing is happening, not able to get started because they're not able to control the point of attack.
Down to a knee, here goes Smith, and that should all but do it. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. First carry for the vet, Danny Woodhead. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Houston, a loss would have really hurt. As it stands, they finished the first half at 3-5. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.
Now I've been in New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-M-V, all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California,
New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California.
I got some out in Dallas, now I'm smelling like LA. Met it from Miami to the Machiavelli. Left the kids on the belly, left the vid on my celly. She ate like spaghetti, I'm hitting gas and Dreddy. Met some killers in Memphis, like they from Oakland. Give me my flowers while I can smell them. Ain't talking about roses, literally I'm lean. Mix it like a bought it in Nashville. Then I woke up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's sunny, California, but nothing like Compton. It's more like Calistoga, and it's hot as Arizona. I pop me up Fresno, hard colder than Minnesota in October. Don't interrupt, darling, I'm in the zone. Why does everywhere I go just remind me of home? You know that state of gold with the bed. Them other places come close, but they don't compare. Now I've been to New York, come on, Texas, yeah, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-M-V, all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California,
California.